Gundam card game enthusiasts, welcome to round 2 of Tuesday, February 17th Gundam card game night over at Bulldog Community Gaming LLC in Brownsburg, Indiana. If you guys are looking for a place to play some Gundam card game action, check out Bulldog Community Gaming LLC in Brownsburg, Indiana. Tuesday nights, 6:30, $5 entry. As well, if you guys can't come in to play that hot Gundam card game action, check the description below for 2 links to Bulldog's Twitch and Facebook page where you guys can catch the action live as it's happening. Again, Tuesday nights, 6:30. And once again, this is the new type challenge. Round number 2, as I said. And without further ado, let's jump into this game and see who will win this best of 1. Alright folks, here we go. Everybody is set up. Shields and life are all set. Let's see what 2 decks we have playing against each other here. We're going to go over one, and it looks like so far we have Barbatos Rush on the left side. We don't know what's on the right side just yet. The left side player is going second here, as we're going to start with the left side player is going to start with the grays, as the right's going to start with a Rick Dias. So we have a white strategy on the right side. We've yet to understand which white. There's a lot of different whites, like Justice Blockers right now is running around, or Justice Blockers Providence is running around right now. We're going to switch out for a 𝐒𝐲𝐶 and immediately decide to put out the targets and immediately forget the very next important part of that and start an illegal game state as of this moment in time, as we forgot to take a life back to our hands. So I wonder how long it'll take the players to realize that they actually have an illegal game state. Here's we're going to go for the Aegis Gundam, swinging over the Grace Custom thanks to the win link effect of the Atherin, killing it off. So that means that the right side player is on Justice Blockers with the new Providence Gundam, potentially the new Providence Gundam. That is the way that deck is now playing itself. So we'll just have to see whether or not they actually are on the new Providence Gundam, as we see with the left side what they want to do here with their Talgies. Looks like we're going to go for a pay 2. We're going to go for a Fatal Strike onto the Rick Dias so we can remove it off the board. Then we're going to go for a pay 2 of the good old Barbatos Form 1. Then the Talgies is going to knock out the base here. And then we'll immediately be able to swap over. Oh, I get it. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I said, oh, I get it. But anyways, we're going to go for the base that could tap 1 to give additional guy 1 AP. Our opponent on the right side did burn their EX resource to go for the Aegis Gundam with the Atherin as well. So they were able to burn there to get the Atherin out. Again, I don't know why I went, oh, I get it. I don't know what I said for that. Apologies, sometimes I just say things. Anyways, we're going to go for a trade between Talgies and the Aegis here, immediately knocking it out. We're going to go for a close combat on the Barbatos first form. Again, that's one reason why we saw the Mikazaki and the left side player's hand. A lot of times I don't like trying to put out the Barbatos unless I have the link to it, just so it could survive a little longer, because then we kind of just lose out on that good draw feature of it, as we're going to go for an OG Papa Gundam with Yama Array to knock out the base there. Again, that doesn't feel great either, because again, we lost the ability to utilize the Yama Array here, and it looks like the right side player just simply got a resource and passed. Nothing they can really do. Again, without that EX resource, they are down a level, and Justice Gundam is a 7-5, by the way, folks, so it needs some time to start up. And we're going to go for a Show of Resolve there. I couldn't remember the card in round number 1. Now I remember the name of it. It's a Show of Resolve. Finally came to me. But anyways, we're going to go for another OG. We're going to knock out the, hit the top card of the base, and we're going to hit for the art of the Justice Gundam. We're going to pay 1. We're going to go for the Zaf base. I'm not even going to attempt to say the name, but you can grab a Zaf, pile it back to your hand. I guess we're not going to grab an Atherin back to our hand here. Anyways, we're going to go for the L-Strike, and then we're going to go for the Kira to bounce back the OG without the Amuro. Then we're going to give the -2 to the Amuro Ray off the Kira effect, and swing in and kill it off with the good old L-Strike there. So we're going to figure out what we want to do now on the purple blue Barbados or Barbatos Rush, depending on how you want to say it. So we're going to figure out what we want to do here. Again, the left side is a rush style deck. The right side is more of a controlled mid-range strategy with a very good late game and in-game there with the Providence and the Justice Gundam as well. So it looks like we're going to pay for 3 here. We're going to go for OG Papa Gundam again. We're going to pay a 2. We're going to go for the Barbatos there. I forget actually what form that is there. It looks like our opponent is just asking for some dice now. Anyways, we're going to use this effect to ping 1 onto the OG Papa Gundam, ping 1 onto the L-Strike here, and then we're going to be able to, we know we have the Mikazaki in hand, so we're just going to use the Mikazaki onto that unit and immediately put the 1 more damage onto that, killing the L-Strike here, so just remove it all together. and then we'll be able to, of course, repair the 2 off of the OG Papa Gundam there. We're going to deal 4 damage to the ZAF base there, and simply just pass the game state. We are now at the 7th threshold, everybody, which means we have justice coming down. Justice is coming, everybody. The power of justice. Justice and all that. So anyways, we'll have to kind of see what we want to do here as well. Again, we still have not corrected the Corsica base error. Again, we are still sitting at 6 shields right now, which is illegal because technically if your opponent does crack out that base, technically you have 1 more life than you should have. Anyway, we're going to go for the Justice, making the 𝐂𝐲, and then we're going to attach the Atherin to it as well, meaning that we can swing the 𝐂𝐲 this turn. Because again, he can target any one of the 𝐂𝐲 tokens and give it immediately the ability to attack for the turn. So removing its summoning sickness condition altogether. So we're just going to swing over the OG Papa Gundam thanks to the Atherin link effect, which only happens when it is linked to the unit. So it's a one-time use there, folks. So it's more for you to control your opponent's board state and all of that. So kind of figure out what we want to do here until the game state has been fixed there with the shields. I'm not sure what that would be in the Mobile Suit Gundam's area as we go for another Show of Resolve to draw 2 more. I believe it probably maybe be a PE major warning because of game contention there. I'm not sure if they're ever going to catch it, but again, at the top, if the Corsica base ever leaves and the top card gets hit, that definitely could be led to a PE major warning and maybe even a game loss. I'm not sure. I'm not a judge for this game, so I don't know. As we're going to go for the NT1 to ping 1 damage onto the Justice Gundam and an Amuro to rest the 𝐂𝐲, and then we're going to figure out what we want to do here. So it looks like we're going to swing over. We're going to knock out the base here, immediately removing the ZAF base off of the board state there. And then we're going to swing in again, and we're going to hit the base again, the tapped 1, and then tap itself to give one of your units an additional AP here. All right, so let us see what the right side player has left in store for them right now. Again, on the left side of the game state, we do have a deck strategy that can just spam bodies and then just punish you in the air. So anyways, we're going to go for giving an additional AP to the RAL. We're going to hit that for 3 damage on the NT1 here, and then we're going to go for a battle of close combat, removing the NT1 with the Amuro Ray off of it, just getting that immediately off the board there, so that is really nice here. Again, if the Justice Gundam can trade against the Barbatos as well if it just wants to be a 1-to-1 trade, which means that would be a full knockout there, leaving our board state completely cleaned up. So it's going to be very interesting here because, again, on our Justice blocker side, we only have the base and a shield left. So 3 attacks officially actually kill us on the 3 swings officially kill us. So anyways, they did finally correct it. They did finally see the shield. They did decide to just pitch it into the trash there because they left it for so long there. Again, I guess that's a compromise. I'm not sure how a judge in the game would actually rule that. Where you get PE warning or anything like that, especially since this is considered a big event here. So anyways, we're going to just swing the Justice Gundam. We're going to bring out the Providence Gundam on the right side, and we're going to attach an Atherin to it, which kind of sucks because you kind of want to be able to use this when link effect. But anyways, Providence Gundam during pair with a ZAF pilot, all your other ZAF units get +2 AP, and then on attack, for every 4 points of damage, every 4 points of attack it has, it can ping damage to one of your opponent's units. So anyways, we're going to drop a Haryuken, and then we're going to drop the Barbatos. Then we're going to drop the Rebake pinging itself and pinging the Providence again there just so we can potentially push it once more. And then we're going to go for a Haizaku here, and we're just going to set on a board state of 4 bodies and potentially push our opponent to game. But again, the Providence Gundam does have, not only does it get the extra +2 AP because it's attached to a ZAF pilot, as well as getting the extra 1 from, of course, the Atherin as well. So meaning it on its attack, it does get to do, so it's 5, 7. So the ZAF is, of course, 8 here because then it'll about to do 2 damage there, killing the Haryuken there, murdering it off, of course, the battlefield thing, so it's 2 damage. We're going to drop an L Strike as the continuation, and we're going to drop another L Strike, so we're just going to drop 2 L Strikes on the board state until our opponent get through all of that as the Providence Gun also knocks out the base there. So that was pretty nice there, being able to hit 2. There's no point in really taking the block there because, again, the Providence Gundam has too much health that the Rebate can't actually physically kill it. The problem now that you have is that every time that a unit is swinging, it's going to be able to do 2 damage every time it swings because of that on attack skill. But the problem now is we have 2 L Strikes coming down. So we're going to block 1 L Strike taking 2 damage. Then we're going to go for a Haizaku swinging in. Do the block with the other L Strike here. We're going to take 2 damage on the base. Now the problem for the Barbatos deck is that they really don't have anything to really do here. As we see, they only have a Fatal Strike in hand as well as the OG Papa Gundam. Again, that doesn't really be able to do much for them at all. because of what we can do. So I believe now the Providence Justice blockers with the Providence are just going to be able to swipe up this game state here, because again, the Barbatos is really good if it can see all its parts here. So we're going to swing and hit 2 damage there, because again, of the on-tack trigger. Then we're going to go for, of course, then the Psycho Gundam from GDO3 to on deploy, deal 3 damage to a unit. Then we're going to hit over the 𝐒𝐍𝐶𝐃 with the L Strike here, dealing 2 damage. And we're going to leave ourselves with 1 𝐒𝐍𝐶𝐃 or one L Strike standing Haruken, and then we're going to go for OG, and then we're just going to pass from there. But there's not much you can do here. There's a suppression unit on the board here that can attack and deal 2 damage. The Barbatos, unfortunately, was just a little too slow of getting into this. Was once it gets to the late game, most decks, especially rush-style decks, they do not do good in the late game. They're meant to hit in early to mid is when they are meant to butcher your opponent to death. So we're going to go for the Psycho Gundam. We're going to go for the suppression 𝐒𝐍𝐶 base here, and we're going to take the top card. Then so the suppression triggers first, so top 2 cards always go first, so the 𝐒𝐍𝐶 base, and then the top card, then we draw a card for the base there, 2 damage onto the OG Papa Gundam from that, and then we're going to go for the, then we're going to go for another Providence Gundam and attach its pilot to it as well. So, interesting, we swung, where'd that swing go off into? Did it do nothing? They should have swung under the shields there. It can't just swing into imaginary lands. So anyways, we're going to go for, of course, the armor array under the Haruken, but that's not going to really matter here. Even with that, the L Strike just blocks that out, and there's nothing you can do. Again, a rush style deck only really is functional in the early to mid game. Once decks like this get into their late game, it's pretty much just over there. So there's pretty much nothing else you can do there. The last shield should already be burnt out from the second Providence Gundam. Its effect there, unless it's the wind linked effect with its pilot there, as we go for the 𝐒𝐍𝐶𝐃, and then that's pretty much it. The game will go to the one and only Justice Blockers with Providence. All right, folks, that was a pretty fun one. Right now, the meta is definitely based around the purple-blue Barbatos Rush strategy, but I think I like this Justice Blockers with the Providence Gundam. I really did like the Providence Gundam when it first came out. I really like what its spec does. I thought 𝐓𝐷 got some really good stuff. I know 𝐓𝐷 is also getting a lot of support with the new STO9 starter deck as well. So 𝐓𝐷's going to get some even more support in that starter deck as well. So it'll be very interesting how that starter deck changes the format, because again, I don't think we get GDO4 until April or May. I forget which the next set drops into the format, if it's April or May. We get the next set, so we'll just have to kind of see. I think because we're in February, I believe March is when STO9, I believe either STO9 drops in April, and then I think May is when GDO4 drops. So we'll kind of have to see how that all works out. But nonetheless, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments on the gameplay, on the decks. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you know if my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time on Mom Dragons TCG.